Hi, my name is John Haddad, Senior Director of Product Marketing at Informatica, and we're here today to talk about big data and Hadoop. With me here is Amar Awadallah, the CTO and founder of Cloudera, and Sanjay Krishnamurthy, the Senior Vice President and Chief Architect at Informatica. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks, John.
Last time we spoke, we talked about the current market conditions with Hadoop and big data. It was quite interesting to get your perspective. Today, I'd like to take off from there and talk about some of the use cases and applications, killer apps, if you will, because I think that's what's going to really help this market take off. So Sanjay, what are some of the key use cases that you're seeing emerge to be the most popular in the community today?
Sure. John, as you know, Hadoop started off as the main use cases for Hadoop were really about operational intelligence as well as things like doing indexing of large data sets as well as customer analytics. Of late, as Hadoop adoption has become more mainstream, what we noticed are two use cases that I like to call out. One is what we call data warehouse optimization, where people are using Hadoop as the staging area before they load data into data warehouse. That allows them to offload some of the processing that they do on warehouse, which extends the life of their existing warehouse or data infrastructure. And it also gives them agility because they don't have to worry about exactly the schemas that they'd use to store. It also helps with their workload management of their data warehouse. The other use case that we are seeing more prevalence of is what's being called data lake or data reservoir, where people are taking data from different edge systems, whether these are log files or whether these are from machine generated data, and they are putting that into Hadoop, using it essentially as a digital shoebox.
It's a very large shoebox.
A very large shoebox, and
right.
getting larger. And once they put that in the digital shoebox, later on they would want to come back to that data and do analytics. This may be for things like troubleshooting. These may be things like making better decisions in future. And I believe that one of the killer apps to enable this is actually Informatica's Vibe. What it enables you to do is have for doing your data preparation, which is a precursor to doing any kind of analytics, you want to be able to do that at a higher level. So Informatica's Vibe enables you to define, using a metadata tool, define this your data flow, and then this data flow you can use the data flow to the preparation before you maybe put the data into data warehouse or you do downstream analytics. It allows you to leverage your existing skill sets.
Yeah. Completely agree with these two use cases, the transformation offload from the data warehouse into Hadoop. That's where Hadoop was born. Hadoop is really good at doing transformations. We many times in POCs with customers would see the transformation times go down from hours to minutes for a fraction of the cost by taking it out of the data warehouse and doing it inside of Hadoop. And then the other key aspect of Informatica being able to run the pipeline anywhere, I always looked at the portability of the pipeline as the key benefit of Informatica. So now I can do the push down of my transformation to run in my data warehouse, or I can do it to run inside of Hadoop. So this way I can transparently, from the designer of the pipeline, execute the pipeline in the place where I think I'll get the highest performance. And that's very key.
Yeah, so it kind of insulates you from those types of changes.
Exactly.
Right. Amar, so if those are some of the most common use cases, what are some best practices and methodologies that you would advise our audience to do?
I think the key best practice advice I'll give is you should walk before you run. A lot of people look at the big data and Hadoop platform and think that it's going to be like pixie dust. They're going to spread inside their organization and money will come from the other end, which is the data science label that we usually put around Hadoop. And the majority of our customers today are not at the data science stage. There's a lot of maturity you need to go through as an organization before you can hit that data science stage. The most common use case, the killer app use case, as you highlighted, is the transformation use case, right? It's about taking off the transformation workload from the data warehouse, essentially doing what you're doing today already, just doing it much faster and much more economically. I would say start there, which is the walking stage, right? It's doing what you're doing today much better, much faster, and much more economical. And once you get comfortable with that, then you can start moving into the more advanced use cases.
Thank you, Amar. Thank you, Sanjay, for joining us here today. It sounds like these two best-of-breed vendors can really help derive the maximum business value from the two primary use cases we talked about in this segment, which is the data warehouse optimization and the data lake or data reservoir. So I just want to thank you once again for joining us to talk about big data and Hadoop.